Today, we push the limits of Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury modding by testing which enemies Piranha Plants can eat, and we'll also make Piranha Plants as big and as small as possible to see what happens. In World 2-3 is where you first meet a potted piranha plant, which you can carry around with you, and it can eat several things when you get close to them. I made a custom level with lots of different types of enemies and a shrunken down piranha plant, so we can see what our piranha plant can eat. I hope our little guy here has a big appetite. The first thing I tried to eat was bullet bills, but our piranha plant friend wasn't hungry for bullet bills. He didn't want to eat snow pokeys either. Our piranha plant can swallow entire koopas with their shells, no problem. And it can also eat a goomba stack, bite by bite. At least, I think it's eating the goombas. I don't know where these goombas are going otherwise. We've seen that our potted piranha plant can eat other piranha plants, but it doesn't want to eat the giant piranha plant that we have here. And when our plant was eating these fireballs that are being shot at us here, I had to take a closer look with the snapshot feature, and it looked like just a floating head that wasn't connected to the rest of the piranha plant. And since the piranha plant is shrunken down, it looks like Mario is making a plant pot levitate in his hands. You can see an enemy called the Splounder here, which is normally in Plessie's Plunging Falls, and while our piranha plant won't eat it, you can just walk into it to defeat it. Our piranha plant won't eat stingbies, it probably doesn't want to get stung by them, but it's no problem to eat a para-biddybud. I was wondering if we'd eat these little crabs that are in the sand, but it doesn't look like we're able to do that. Conkdors might be too large to eat, which makes sense, whether we're trying to eat the conkdors that stand still, or the ones that move around. And the funny thing is, even if we make the enemies that you can normally eat much larger, the piranha plant is still able to eat those, so it's pretty funny to see piranha plants eating giant versions of the enemies that it does normally eat. Green stars are eaten from a distance, and I was wondering what happens if you enter a pipe with your piranha plant. The piranha plant gets left behind on the edge of the pipe, and you go down the pipe. I wanted to get my piranha plant back, so I did a careful jump trying to jump to grab it, but I squished it, so I had to start over again. This Galoomba was too big to eat, and you can't eat regular Galoombas anyways. These pink guys called blurkers can be eaten, and fuzzies can normally be eaten, but this guy here looks like he's having a little trouble. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I'd like to know what comes to your mind when you see this picture. And of course, going into the clear pipe launcher also leaves behind your piranha plant. Our piranha plant doesn't want to eat a parabones, and I was a bit surprised that it also wouldn't eat the fireballs coming from the fire bro. The fireballs from the piranha plants earlier were fine, but the fireballs from the fire bro? No way are we going to eat that. The piranha plant won't eat any of the bros or what they're throwing, and it also won't catch the rabbit for you. You have to do that yourself. Cat goombas though? Not a problem. I got to this part of the level, and I was wondering if I could test out boos with my potted piranha plant. I tried doing a spin jump and throwing my piranha plant up there, and it worked. I was able to pick it up again and test if it would eat boos. I feel like there's a joke about Luigi's mansion that we can make here. Like, this piranha plant might be the new Poltergust 9000. But it's too bad that the piranha plant doesn't actually want to eat the boos. And this looks like Mario is showing the piranha plant to the boo and he's saying, "Look at it! Look what you did!" And the boo is looking back and saying, "No! No, I'm sorry, I don't want to see it." If you get the star power-up while you're holding the piranha plant, you can keep holding it, and you can run into a boo and defeat the boos this way. The piranha plant won't pick up a mega mushroom for you, but if you pick it up yourself, you'll defeat your piranha plant friend. And you can also defeat boos while you're Big Mario like this. And if you haven't seen what happens if you go into a clear pipe while you're Big Mario, you get shrunken down like this. I was curious to see what would happen if you complete the level while holding the piranha plant, because when you finish a level with the propeller box or with enemies around, they poof into extra points and disappear. So I was really surprised to see that the piranha plant just fell on the floor nearby and didn't disappear. And it actually tried snapping at Mario during the course clear cutscene. I don't think you can get the piranha plant close enough to damage you during this cutscene, because we've seen in some of my past videos that once this cutscene starts playing, it seems like you're invincible here. Let's try to eat some new enemies with our piranha plant who is now larger. Maybe it's eating all of these goombas that's really making our piranha plant larger. Our piranha plant wouldn't eat the large Galoomba before, but you can see that it also won't eat regular Galoombas. This fuzzy has been fixed now, so the piranha plant has no problem eating it. The piranha plant won't eat a bob-omb whether it's running towards you or once it's been defeated and turned into an item. And this makes a lot of sense. How many video games have a boss that you defeat by throwing bombs into its mouth? Our piranha plant isn't falling for that one. It's a bit weird to see how a blooper out of water behaves, and jumping on it doesn't damage it. You actually have to ground pound it to defeat it. The Piranha Plant won't eat any type of ant troopers that we've got here. I was wondering if getting a star and then trying to pick up the Piranha Plant would defeat the Piranha Plant once you make contact with it, but I was surprised to see it's still working. You can still pick up the Piranha Plant. And this time, when we clear the level with a bigger Piranha Plant, it can reach farther, and it looks like it's taking a bite out of Mario during the course clear cutscene, but Mario is still fine with that. This time, I made the boss Boom Boom spawn in Super Bell Hill once we start, and I added some more enemies. Biddybuds without wings can also be eaten by the Piranha Plant, but when the Piranha Plant came down here, it wasn't interested in eating Boom Boom. Regular Koopas are fine, but there's something about Boom Boom that's unappetizing. The Piranha Plant didn't want to eat a Bully or Chargin Chucks, but it did eat a flopter, which gets its name from being a portmanteau of the words flower and helicopter. It wouldn't eat a fizzlit, and even though normal Goombas are fine, Goombas in a skate are not edible and they must be jumped on. And it's too bad that you can't hold the flower pot while riding around inside this skate, but we did do a lot of fun tests with skates and other items in the world map of Super Mario 3D World in a past video if you're interested in that. Hop chops cannot be eaten, they have to be jumped on. Splorches are another type of fireball that can't be eaten, and little brolders also cannot be eaten. I thought it was kind of funny that you could drop the flower pot into the water and then it just stays there until one of the boomerang bros defeats it. The Piranha Plant won't eat Octoombas or Skipsqueaks, whether they have spikes on them or not, and spinies are also too spiky, so they're definitely out of the question. I added a spike that was throwing other spikes into an empty pit, but the Piranha Plant wasn't interested in eating either of these spikes. The Piranha Plant wouldn't eat thwomps or exploding soccer balls or the launcher for exploding soccer balls, and we already know why the Piranha Plant isn't eating exploding things. The Piranha Plant also wouldn't eat Walleyes, these ghosts called peepas, or ty-foos. And when I walked into the ty-foo, it actually damaged me and got rid of my Piranha Plant. I wanted to put the plant pot by the end of the level and test out defeating everything around here with the Mega Mushroom, and you can take out the Walleyes, peepas, and ty-foos with the Mega Mushroom. When I got the goal pole, the potted Piranha Plant still wasn't defeated, and it's still chomping away at Mario. So let's start making the Piranha Plant even bigger. At 5 times bigger than normal, this Piranha Plant is getting pretty big, and you can see the Goomba stack falling and falling as the Piranha Plant keeps eating away at them. At 10 times bigger than normal, the Piranha Plant takes up most of the screen, and you can see the Goomba stack shrinking down just like before. This was getting a bit big for our screen, so I wanted to head over to Scamper Shores with a Piranha Plant that's 25 times bigger than normal. Yeah, it's pretty big. And I was struggling to find where you had to go to pick it up. I was thinking that it might be impossible to pick it up, but suddenly, Mario had it in his hands, and I guess in his head, too. You can send this picture to somebody and say, guess what Mario's carrying? At 100 times bigger than normal, we can really only see the flower pot resting on Scamper Shores. And even when you make your way a bit closer into the flower pot, you can see the stem and also other Piranha Plants inside here, the ones that are normally at Scamper Shores. I tried grabbing the flower pot, and I tried using several strategies to do this, but I wasn't able to get it. We'd probably have to lower the flower pot a lot to be able to reach the spot where you have to grab the flower pot. If the Piranha Plant is only stretched vertically, but is still kept the same lengthwise and widthwise, it looks like this. It's a string. I climbed up Scamper Shores, and you can see that this is how high just the pot reaches, and the rest of the plant reaches up higher into the sky. You can ignore those floating blocks up there. That's the testing ground I used for my video where we tested bullet bills. I was standing near the base trying to pick it up again, and I realized that it was actually trying to attack Mario from up there. The chomping sound that you hear, that's the Piranha Plant coming down to attack Mario. With the carefully timed press of the snapshot feature, you can see the Piranha Plant's head, if we can call it a head when it's stretched like this, coming down to attack Mario. This picture might look confusing to some, but true experts of this game will recognize this as a potted Piranha Plant that's trying to attack Mario. You can stretch a Piranha Plant to be paper thin, and it looks a bit strange the way that the plant and the pot are at 90-degree angles to each other. I was wondering why the Piranha Plant was making weird noises when I got near the kittens, and I realized that the potted Piranha Plant actually tries to attack the kittens. If Piranha Plants are stretched out very far and wide, they look like this. That Piranha Plant looks like it's vibing. Oh, and Plessie's off to the side too. You can also carry it just fine. I went to take a snapshot of Mario carrying it and thought, oh my goodness, what is that ghost face there? And I realized that it's Bowser Jr.'s clown car. And if you dig around with the camera, you could also find the rest of Mario in here. If you stretch out the piranha plant a lot more, it ends up looking like this. What we're seeing here at the center is mostly the lips of the piranha plant, and the red part of the piranha plant is out there in the distance. So piranha plants can get pretty big when you stretch them out, and it was interesting to see which enemies they can eat and which enemies they can't eat. This might also give you some cool ideas for mods of this game. If you are interested in more of what is possible in games and experiments like this, you might enjoy some of my other videos. Wishing all of you a fantastic day ahead of you, and take care, everybody.